BookTube, I'm Vanessa and today I'm here to do my December wrap-up. So I didn't read a lot in December, unfortunately. I had big plans, but I didn't get to all of them. The first book that I finished in December was Before the Devil Breaks You by Libba Bray. This is the last book in the Diviners series, which I've just been raving and gushing about the whole time I've been reading it because it is so good, honestly. And this third book was amazing. The second book was a little bit slow, but the third book picked right back up and there's mysteries afoot and all kinds of stuff going on and I loved it so much. The next book that I read was Grim Lovelies by Megan Shepherd, which I didn't like as much. I had big hopes for this book. It sounds really cool. It is about a group of beasties who are animals that have been turned human by a witch, and they kind of live as servants to that witch, but the beginning of this book is that their witch has died. The spell that makes them human is gonna wear off, so they only have a few days left as humans and they're trying to find a way to get to stay human and to make that spell permanent. It's set in magical Paris and it sounds super interesting. Unfortunately, I think that this book fell flat in a lot of ways, specifically with the setting being very lackluster, the characters not really having the motivation or the drive or the personality that made me personally care about whether or not they stayed human, because it didn't seem like they cared whether or not they stayed human, to be honest. There's also some really iffy representation that felt just really kind of like tacked on and superficial. There's also a lot of like weird plot holes and inconsistencies and stuff that was just a little bit too much for me. So as much as I wanted to like this book, I didn't really, and I don't really recommend it. I also read The Bear and the Nightingale, which was not only the group book for the Witchathon, which was awesome, but also Ali Crever did a buddy read for it with a group of people on Twitter, and that was really, really fun to get to discuss everything while we were reading it together. I liked this book a lot. I will say, and I think a lot of people in the buddy read agreed, that the first half of the book is like really weirdly slow and nothing's happening, and it's focusing on all these characters that don't actually end up being relevant or important to the story at all. Like, I don't even know why we were talking about them in the beginning, because then they just disappeared for the rest of the book and they didn't do anything important. So the first half of this book was like super not great. But then once the story actually started with the characters that are actually in the story, it was really, really good. It is about a girl in Russia. It's kind of set in like this medieval Russian time period, and they're in the far north, so they're not Christianized yet, and they still have this kind of hybrid religion where they follow Christianity, but they're also still like leaving offerings to the old god and the wood sprites and the little demon that lives in their fireplace and helps them cook and stuff like that. And the story really kind of picks up when a new stepmom comes to the family and she brings with her a priest who wants to really Christianize this region, and he orders everyone to stop leaving offerings to the old gods, and by doing so those gods and sprites and spirits are weakened and are unable to help the people in the ways that they have been for centuries, and they're unable to protect them. So bad things start happening, there's like an evil force that's moving in, and the daughter in this family has the ability to see and talk to these spirits, and she kind of gets wrapped up in it all, and it's just, I thought it was so good, and I really loved the portrayal of all the different spirits. You know, there's one that grooms the horses, and there's one that like mends their clothes and cleans the kitchen as long as you leave it like a crust of bread every now and then. And I think that they were so endearing, and honestly I wish that they would come to my house. You know, like, I'll leave you some breadcrumbs every now and then, have a bowl of milk, you know, you're welcome here. Old spirits, you are welcome in my home. I also finished Saga Volume 9, which I wish I hadn't finished it. It is so heartbreaking and it's sad, but also still good. And if you haven't read Saga, you definitely should. It's a really cool sci-fi graphic novel. Really good. And then I am about halfway through The Golden Compass. I was really hoping to finish it before I filmed this video, but no such luck. So I'll probably talk more about it in my January wrap-up, but I did want to say that I've read half of it in December and it's really good so far. I really, really enjoy this. It's about a version of our world that I believe, like, it gives me kind of almost like early 1900s, maybe a little bit of steampunky vibe to it, which I really, really like. People in this world all have daemons, which are like animal companions that are basically part of your soul. Like, it's a piece of you that you cannot be separated from, and I love that concept so much, and I wish that I had a daemon. Plot itself is actually like quite complicated, and I don't even think that halfway through I'm at a point where I can even adequately explain. There's a group of people out there that is kidnapping children and taking them to the far north, and no one really knows what they're doing to the children or why it's happening, and Lyra kind of gets, like I said, wrapped up in all of that, and she's going to adventure in the north and find out what the deal is. So yeah, it's really good so far, and like I said, I'll talk more about it in January, but so far I'm liking it. And that is pretty much everything that I read in December. Like I said, I didn't get to much, but still good, still happy with it, still read some good stuff, I feel. So I hope that you guys enjoyed this video. Let me know in the comments what you read in December and if you really enjoyed any of it. And also, if you liked this video, you can give it a little thumbs up if you want to, and if you're not already subscribed to my channel, you could do that too if you wanted to. I make new videos every Monday and Thursday talking about books, and I would love to talk to you about books, so I hope that I get to talk to you soon. Bye!